Growing the Future podcast is brought to you by Eberhard Ag Solutions. Join us as we talk to top entrepreneurs in the agricultural space about their methods of obtaining success in their endeavors. And now, your host, Dan Eberhard.
Mike Witkowicz, Ag Exchange Group. How you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
Good. We've known each other for a couple years now, eh? We've been through the industry. We talked to, we met at trade shows and stuff.
We met at trade shows and stuff, getting the biosalt.
Yeah. We were just talking before we got on camera here that one of the things you really like about AgSmart is that there's a bunch of little guys here, small and medium-sized businesses, and you had a chance to network with people that you've never talked to before.
Yeah, love it. So there's a lot of great trade shows, right?
Absolutely.
Get a lot of exposure. You want to go meet 30,000 of your best friends, you can hit up any big show you want.
Yeah.
What I love about this is small and medium-sized businesses. We're together. Producers or growers or industry people might be in sessions. We were meeting people that you wouldn't come across at those big shows. So that's exciting because this is, to me, the next level of innovation. Like when we met with what you guys in your core business was doing. With the sulfur, right?
That's incredible.
Incredible. We're taking food waste. Like it's still, I just love it. We're taking food waste.
It's a big deal, man.
We're putting it there.
On a lot of levels.
So you got that. You got different businesses around here that are getting going. So 25 years ago when I started in ag, it was the big companies investing in biotechnology. You had some smaller companies, but on the iron side for zero tillage and everything else. Well, that's running. Technology in the seeds running. Herbicide, fungicide, all that. Well, there's another level of innovation. That's what I'm loving.
And it's here.
It's here.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, how did you guys make the decision to come?
Interesting story.
Perfect.
So I heard a little over a year ago, right? Okay. Announced that there's going to be AgSmart partnership. I get looking it up. Well, it looks pretty neat. Read some stuff about it. Let's watch. Go to Agritrade. Well, there's an AgSmart booth. Well, let's see who's all. This is the goals of it and everything else. Is like, I can be probably a little blunt, honest, and I just said, hey, great stuff. Putting the puzzle pieces together to produce a crop. It ends there. I said, you're missing your gaps in the puzzle pieces are from the field to the storage unit to the sale. And they're like, okay, well, what do you got? Behold.
What problems do you solve, Mike?
Yeah. So anyway, brought it up. We had fun. We had a few calls with the AgSmart team.
Perfect.
And we jumped on, I would say, fairly early as sponsors because I believe what's going on between with what Agritrade can bring to the Olds College, the outdoor in Alberta. There is no summer outdoor in Alberta.
Hey.
This college is doing some phenomenal stuff.
I love it. Had a great chat with Stuart this morning.
Oh, we did another event here in March.
Mm-hmm.
We toured and looking at what they're doing and deploying technology on livestock, equine, production ag. I get excited coming here because they reinvented themselves.
They did. That's I didn't even know that, but
yeah.
Not a big detail, guys. Like, oh, AgSmart, well, come on down. But
yeah.
I guess this is the first. I mean, we had something before. They got their focus straight after, having the balls to try something.
Yeah, and with the right partners. And what I mean by that is, they didn't try go it alone again. They had something.
Mm-hmm.
We were in 2 years ago, or whenever it was for Future Farm Expo. They tried something, but you needed the expertise on event management. Not that, that's, I think, a nice thing that came about this. We're organized. It was a little challenging the last time, but I'm impressed with the flow. Speakers, man, what a lineup of topics, right? Like, I was looking, now I've been working the trade show booth and looking at the topics.
Right.
But if I was to just have had someone at the trade show booth, I don't know if I could have chosen.
I know. Every breakout I looked at, there's like
Yeah.
5 gals I wanted to see.
Yeah. And it was applicable. And talking
Right.
with a few of the
Right.
speakers after,
And for college to really be applicable, we were talking about, education being designed to essentially make human beings into good factory workers.
Yeah.
At one point in the human history.
yeah,
Now it's like, we're going to learn how to learn
yeah.
and open our minds to different things. So it's a cool show, and here we are again talking on trade show. So are you ready for some role playing?
Yep.
It's perfectly PG. It's a family show.
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
on. I'm a producer,
Yep.
and I'm in Alberta, or Saskatchewan, Manitoba.
Yeah.
What problems do you solve for me, Mr. Polo shirt wearing trade show guy?
Good luck. Do you miss that?
No disrespect to polo wearing trade show guys. We love you. You do somebody.
So what am I solving? Why would you stop and talk to me?
Exactly.
Yeah. No, so what problems we solve is we bring more opportunities to growers in our core business and more opportunities to buyers. So what are opportunities? Ability to sell grain. 7 years ago, there was a change. The marketing opened up in Western Canada. Buyers that had avoided are now coming to Canada. They're looking, hey, we want to buy grain. We'll have some form of infrastructure. They get CGC license. They're playing by the rules. But they're not out there hiring huge sales forces to drive up and down driveways. Growers, from their end, they can probably effectively manage 4 to 5 buyer relationships. But there's more than 4 to 5 out there.
How many are there?
So if you took, there's at least 250 unique
Wow.
buyers. That doesn't count feedlots, right?
Right.
250 unique buyers out there, and that can be conventional or organic. I'm not looking at how it's produced, just looking at the opportunities. Well, all these opportunities need to be able to get in touch with the grower. Grower needs an effective and efficient way. That's where we come in. We can bring it to them on their device, right? Get more offers, more opportunities to sell your grain. It's an opportunity, whether you execute on it or not. So that's the business model we brought. Now, what's it bring to the buyers? Well, it brings them more opportunities to source grain. So grain, the pricing part of grain, in my experience in life here, it's an ugly thing. Grain reps don't really care for it too much. It can be kind of tedious and cumbersome. And so, you know what? This is an effective and efficient way.
So how did you? Okay, so the problem that you're solving is you connect buyers with the market.
Yep.
And the market with buyers.
Yep.
And they love you for it.
Yep.
How did you start doing this, or how did it come to be, or what's this entrepreneurial story behind it all?
Founded by Lyle Ermintrout out of Saskatoon.
Okay.
So how did he come up with the idea? He was actually working at the same company I was, large multinational grain company, when the wheat board went away. And he saw the growing pains that large grain companies were having to try and identify where good quality grain was to make a quick sale to an international. So he left it, and he's done another startup before, does the old, there's gotta be a better way, takes some time, writes a business plan, goes to the Saskatchewan Angel Investment Network.
I've never heard of these people.
Yeah, it's like I like Joe
Saskatchewan Angel Investment.
Network.
So
So
is
they're,
that sane?
I guess, or
Yeah.
insane, because they take flyers on
Insane
people.
in the membrane.
Yeah.
Nice.
But what they do is you go and do a pitch, like a Dragon's Den. Okay?
This is sexy.
So you do a pre-pitch. Lyle goes to do the pre-pitch. If he's gonna get into the next room or not. The guy he does the pre-pitch to says, we don't even have to go in the room. I'm in.
Yeah.
And it was Dr. David Khalil. He's a computer engineering PhD, U of S.
Oh, because he wanted to be a part of the nuts and bolts.
To be part of the nuts and bolts.
Beautiful.
But he has done startups. So here, all of a sudden, next thing, he specializes in internet security and safety. Okay, what's big, right? If you're going to be doing grain transactions online, security and safety.
Yeah.
So David brought the tech team along, 2013 up until 2015. Build, refine, build. They took a beta version out in 2015. tried it, got feedback from growers. What they had taken out was a Cadillac. It was an online inventory management system. Growers can map their farm, take the production from the field digitally, put it in a bin, sell it out of the bin, aggregate it at a farm level, so a grain buyer could see, oh, Aberhart Farms have 1,000 ton of one red 13. I'm going to offer to buy it from them. So then you could accept the deal online, just make this whole thing efficient. That's a lot of change management, as we've seen with adoption of technology. So when they went out in 2015 and 2016, the grower said, love what you got going. That's a big change. Can we do the trading side? Can I get offers? Can I make targets to buyers? And they said, well, we can. So we retrenched. Just when I joined in 2016, we took everything off the market and we broke it into modules, kind of a value ladder to it, so you can buy in at different levels on your membership and get different levels of service. We relaunched at the Christmas time of 2016, went back to everyone that was on, said, you got what you asked for, so give it a go. So from about January 2017 until November, we got more feedback, a few more little tweaks and nudges and everything else within. And then at AgriTrade in 2017, we commercially launched it and went pretty big.
And what does that look like now?
Well, we're proud of our progress. We're 7.5 million acres of farmers on the
7.5
numbers.
million. That's the market share. How big is the market in? It's like 80 million acres in Western Canada?
Yeah, so
you're 10%,
10%
market share?
Yep. We 2 million tons offered in the system. So, roughly use a ton an acre. There's 80 million, 100 million tons of production.
Okay.
But so in the
How many tons an acre you said?
roughly use one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay, I never knew that. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah. So that's what I always do, because it'll catch some areas that produce less and others that produce more.
I just thought that was interesting factoid.
Yeah. So anyway, in a crop year of 2018 to 2019, there's a million ton there. So we're a million ton of the 80, 100 million ton that's growing. So we're picking up pace that way. It's neat. It's exciting to watch.
You're passionate about Mike.
I love it. Like, so I had someone ask me earlier at the booth.
Yeah.
Okay, it almost sounds too good to be true what you're offering us. So what's your catch? Well, we don't have a catch. Well, what's the downside? As of today, the only downside or negative feedback we've had about it is we've had some users call up and say, I'm getting too many offers. Okay, if you're getting too many offers for your grain, we'll figure out how to get you the offers the right way. But I don't know if getting...
Maybe you want less offers at a different price. I don't know.
Yeah, could be. You never know.
I was wondering if you can, if you're a farm that's baking in different things that you want to move up the value chain, like say sustainable, or we have specialty grain, or because I think it was Sean Haney that was saying, since the wheat board's gone, have we really taken advantage of all the different opportunities in wheat worldwide? So is there that opportunity with what you guys have built currently or in the future?
There is.
I mean, kind of setting up here.
Yeah, the only catch is we vet our buyers. You got to be CGC licensed or carry insurance. So you know what? For as many buyers as we brought on, I bet you almost 50% count-wise we've turned away. So you get people, they find us online. Hey, I'm Mr. Pasta Maker out of Italy. This is a true story.
Okay.
I'm guaranteeing you I'm going to buy 10,000 ton of amber durum a month out of Western Canada. Bring me on. Okay. So you're going to buy it in Western Canada. Where are you going to receive it? How are you going to get it out?
Oh, so you vet these?
Yeah, I vet them.
You vet them?
Yes.
And we know and like and trust you, Mike.
Yeah, everybody does. Not everybody. I can probably find a few that don't.
Cut that out.
Yeah. Anyway, no, but we vet them, and it's like, okay, what's your infrastructure? Do you have assets here? Like, how do we keep it so that you don't receive a container? Let's say it takes a container of durum. How's the farmer going to be paid? That's what concerns us. That's why we vet the buyers.
Because we've seen it.
We've seen it all over.
And if one of those failed,
There's my business.
it would be on you.
Yep. Wouldn't be on me, but in the world of
They're
internet,
trusting you.
social media.
They're trusting you.
Yeah.
Part of your role, a function in the market.
Yep.
If you like Mike, he's doing the due diligence.
Yep. So we've turned those.
You're giving up some opportunities
Yeah.
to do the right thing.
We will do it, and that's the thing that helps me sleep at night. And I like sleeping, so.
What the hell's going on with like MRLs and like it seems like the world's changing here with chemicals and crops and people want this, people want that. What's going on? Talk to me, Mike.
Talk to you about that. MRLs, all of that.
Well, I don't know. Do you have an opinion?
I
You
have
must
an
be up on
opinion.
the news.
I got an opinion.
Well, this is what the show is for.
Okay, an opinion on it is
Give me your opinion.
the world is getting what the internet's feeding, whether
Yeah,
it's
well.
informed or misinformed. And so the MRLs and so there are valid cases,
Yeah.
but it's the invalid that gets all the play, and that blows it up, right? And that's the unfortunate thing. We've got, and this goes back through my working career. I believe in our product registration. What Ag Canada and CFIA, because they're two separate departments, what they do, and the due diligence you need in Canada to get a product registered for crop, and then the wait time or the pre-harvest interval time, that's I am convicted that that's best in class in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So then if we look at MRLs after that, there could be people abusing the system, but other than that, the standards are pretty high within our country.
Yeah.
So my opinion on it is then it goes to misinformed or emotion trumping science. Because CFIA, that's the food side. Ag Canada is separate, so you go meet your Ag Canada, you still got to meet your CFIA side.
What's holding you back from having 80% market share, buddy? What's holding you back? Talk to me.
Telling your story. Honestly, just time and money to tell our story, because no different than our visit here.
Yeah.
It takes. I
hear you, 'cause I'm
I
the
can't get it to
same.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
And if I get it to
Right.
30 seconds, then people are looking and saying, "What's the catch?" So then you still spend another few minutes
Yeah.
explaining there is no catch.
So it's windshield time, it's shock time.
Yeah.
You're a windshield time guy, that way.
Oh yeah.
Seem like a bit of a road warrior.
I am.
It's tough though sometimes being away. Hey, you said you brought your family.
Yes.
That's special. I got a picture of my daughter the other night because I'm like, it's always like, how's Ivanka and stuff, and there she was, a little princess thing on. It's tough.
Yeah. It's
Being away.
It's tough being away. You know what? The way ag works, right? We're all gone. East, Jan, Feb, March, big part of the winter.
In the field,
And,
producers.
You know, then they're gone then, and
Rob's book signing the other night. He
Yeah.
had tears in his eyes. Like, he recognized, like, hey, I gave up a lot with my kids to do what I did.
yeah.
We traded. But it's also, that's our,
Yeah.
somebody, we need to work.
Well,
We
so
need to provide.
when I was speaking the other day,
Yeah.
that was actually my first slide, was a picture of my family.
Oh,
This
that's
is
cool.
why I do what I do.
Yeah.
And then a picture of the kids.
Yeah.
I'm in this for them.
Yeah.
I honestly am, because I want them to have a sustainable world. And I don't mean that in getting into all that other sustainable stuff. I want them to have a world where they can have good, healthy food available to them and have a good life.
Did you have a slide of me for any reason or?
I closed with it. I said direct all questions here.
Oh, yeah. Ag Exchange, Inc. Hotline, FAQ Hotline.
Yeah.
Whew. That's cool. So, where are you gonna be? Where are you gonna be in 3 years? What does that look like? Because a company like yours is a big growth curve, eh?
Yeah. We want to be the cash grain marketplace
Yeah.
for Western Canada.
Yeah.
Where we're going to be. We want to be going into the States too. We believe the solution we have is great for North American production. We can go look at other global areas, but let's get Western Canadian successful, and then we're going to go into the States.
So is it making commodities better, or is there going to be opportunity for us to see Canada up with different things that people want around the world? Like it's going to be like an Amazon where the robot goes, oh, you need something for your soup, that special brand from this guy.
I think what my vision is that it's there are players out there that will provide opportunities, and kind of in that vein as you described.
Yeah.
But where they can look to the Canadian marketplace, they know that they can source. Like we've got phenomenal quality, phenomenal standards. Getting it, and as we raise the bar, so if we can get our commodities into more affluent places, we're going to get paid more for the quality. We continue to unload.
Yeah.
If we just continue to unload protein for protein diets,
Yeah.
you're not gonna make your upside.
So we want to be that somebody in whatever, Italy pulls it out and says, this is Canadian, whatever, Canadian bacon,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, everybody's oohs and ahs.
Yeah. Well, hey,
Did you stop eating meat, by the way? You on the Beyond Meat? You kind of,
No.
Did anybody catch you in the drive-thru with the A&W?
struggling with it? I like my veggie protein in the form of like my steak and my peas or beans next to it.
I like my veggie protein in the form of dog food.
Yeah.
And me, I eat the steak. And the dog looks at me like, can I get a bit of that? And I'm like, do you deserve it?
Yeah, I know.
This is the story of my pug's life.
Yeah.
It's a pug's life. Yeah, I think it's really cool what you guys are building. And so is it just going to be, are you gonna make the Amazon inputs or what?
So, well, no,
Record scratch.
No, it's a great question because
That's what I do.
we can turn this thing on a dime, and we could do it for inputs. We could do it for fertilizer.
Should we?
I don't know. What we're trying to do. Let's make grain successful. I'll tell you what, Lyle, David, myself, our team, we're passionate about grain. So that's where we're going. We want to so rather than get ourselves spread thin and very narrow, we focused on grain. We got lots of people calling us for other opportunities.
Do what you're good at.
Let's just execute and do it right.
Yeah, because
Make
your
it
platform
successful.
could be ubiquitous for all kinds of things.
And we could do it for tires. Right?
Okay.
It could be for
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
The horse is running the thing in the background could be for anything. But
Aren't other people doing that in other industries? It's probably still a huge gap, eh?
well, really, you'd come up against an Amazon, like where you.
But
can
for
purchase-
for inputs, is it going to be FBN or is it going to be Nutrient or who's going to digitize it the best, quickest?
they will have their own. So this would.
Because you must be looking at this space.
This is so a difference to us to like FBN or a Nutrient or an Indigo Egg or anything else is
Indigo, yeah.
we don't align with any one, right? So ours was bringing more opportunities to growers, more opportunities to buyers. That's our principle we work with. Whereas Nutrient would be interested in FBN in what they can
Yeah.
source, whereas ours is to go broad, right? Create an efficient marketplace.
So are you really digitizing grain? Like, is that what's happening? Is it or not? It's just you want to take that much credit?
No. What
Like
we're
I always
doing
think
is
about,
efficient.
well, I don't know, I always think about what I learned about Peter Diamandis's, 6 stages of digitization. That's a pretty big deal. Like it changes everything. But yeah, I guess there has been a lot of platforms throughout history that have got grain to people, and going back to when they used to candlestick chart rice, so rice didn't spoil and prices didn't go through the roof from famine and stuff like that. Which is, if you study candlesticks, it's a beautiful thing in itself. It's one of my first loves. One of my first loves that broke my heart as well. Freaking candlestick charting. They never made a damn money on those like W's and M's and lucky sticks. And but I think it's a thing of beauty. I think it's beautiful. What do you think of this? With all due love and respect, that Brendan Chaden's doing a sustainable grain thing. That's a new area, organic, regenerative. How are you feeling about that space?
There's something there.
Yeah, for sure.
There's something there. You know what? From what I've learned, it's really piqued my interest.
Yeah. You should talk to her.
Yeah, because it's so it's not. It's another segment. So I was going to say it's not organic, but it's another segment.
newer thinking.
It's a different way of thinking about the food and how it's produced.
Here's my thing. I want to call it progressive agriculture. Nobody would probably care, but
Oh,
I
but-
think, listen, right?
Yes.
Because I was thinking this winter, so we have a Trusted Applicator Summit,
Yep.
and the products and stuff and the services we've been looking at bringing to the market through Aberhart Ag now, they've got that slick little machine built.
Yep.
Thing of beauty, I'm telling you. Not to toot our own horn, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So now it's just like, okay, what's our next? Our gunpowder has been dry for a while. Like, what do we take on? And we're looking at lots of different ways of farming, and a lot of it just comes from Terry, who's innovated on all kinds of things that he's brought to the market. So the next thing is, how do we, you know, and I talk to these regenerative people, and there's cliques and there's clans, and I talk to the organic people, and there's cliques and there's clans. You can be in, sometimes you're not in.
Yeah.
It could be cool, and it's like there's fundamentalists on one side of the stage, and then, you know, true capitalists on the other side of the stage, and kind of speak to everybody in between. But you know, I was thinking, what if the biggest legacy is if you could move the needle on conventional market like 10 or 20%, you know, and we called it progressive agriculture, and we're cutting back on harsh chemistry and synthetic fertilizers, and we're doing it economically. We're producing just as much or more, and getting that whole cycle in life, the soil going and stuff like that, and then we sell our grain on ag exchange.
Sign me up.
Life is good. You know what I mean?
No, so.
And have like a progressive agriculture summit where we get
Yeah.
like-minded people together. And me and Rob had it out the other night, Rob O'Connor from Ag in Motion and Farm Forum, whether we should just integrate it into Farm Forum, but I don't want it to be as like a standalone thing. But I'm serious about this, man.
No, I'm there.
A new title.
Sign me up.
A new title, because
okay.
like, you know what Regenerative says? It says, we didn't do a good enough job already. You know, everything else is, if you're not regenerative, you're destroying. It's like, oh, you're not regenerative? Well, you must be in the Destroying the Soil Club.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
This is a marketing play, but not in a negative way. We are humble in ag, so we'll use a word within the industry of regenerative.
Right.
Unintended consequence, someone 4 generations removed from the farm gets thinking, well, what's been going on? Have you been ruining my life all along? We call it progressive.
Yeah. You like that?
I love it.
Because progressive could be, maybe it has some negative connotations. But the thing is, I don't want it to be pigeonholed. It's just that if you have an open mindset and you're trying to do better, and it's give us a little breathing room, we're getting better every day. Like, all the trend lines are getting better every day, like Rob's presentation. You want to live 50 years ago? Here's what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
You want to live 1,000 years ago? Here's what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
You want to go back to real nature without the technology that we had, like the Haber-Bosch process that makes so much shit possible? I mean, reason people can tweet over how bad farmers are, you know, with their $50,000 SUV parked outside and having a $6 coffee at Starbucks is because of the Haber-Bosch process.
Yeah.
And the energy complex.
Yeah.
And the will and grit of a bunch of people that came to this country with sweet F-wall.
Yeah.
Made it work. And I love it. We're doing good things going forward, so that's my little speech, but maybe, you know, we should talk too, because we're looking for sponsors. But no, I think it's a good, you know, that's how I see it too, is we bring people together, and it's kind of something like this, you know, and I know there's lots of shows and stuff like that, but like, it's pretty functional to have these connections, these conversations at a show like this.
Yeah.
But I think a new title might help, or maybe not, but I'd like to call it something, because we can get better yet. We're going to get better yet in conventional.
It's all gonna.
And we're doing great, but we're going to get better.
Yes.
I want to see a map of the carbon sink, you know, positive, negative. What does that look like in Saskatchewan? It should be green.
It should be.
And our eastern neighbors should look upon us with envy, and we should look upon them with thanks for envying us.
Yeah. No, but that's it. We, in a way, goes back to this when I said we're humble. We got to move from humble to being confident.
I don't have that problem with this.
No, right. But the industry.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. That's kind of what we want to promote. It's like we either have to. Terry said it earlier in an interview. I forget who he was talking to, but he's like, if we don't do more, like if we don't listen at some point, if we just continue doing what we're doing and telling everybody they're an idiot because they don't like the way we're doing it, we're not gonna be in business.
Well, or we'll get such a dichotomy that.
Yeah, and I don't. For us, our MO isn't to polarize anybody. It's to bring people together.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a huge honor. You know, and I get excited talking to people like you, see, because the other side of it, I don't know if there's anything you want to share on that side of it, but the pain points of growing a business, being an entrepreneur.
We could do a whole other segment on that.
Well, that's kind of what the show is about, really.
Yeah.
You know, it's entrepreneurs and agriculture and that kind of mindset, but How has it been?
You know what? So I spent the biggest part of my working career at multinationals.
Yeah.
So you had lots of money.
Yeah.
Lots of money.
It's not a problem if you can write a check for it.
Yeah. The entrepreneurial side, what I've loved is that you learn to take a nickel and lay the rolling pin to it and stretch it out to $1.
Mhm.
I love that because creativity.
Yeah, then you got to go back to the.
But then there's some
Board.
frustrating
Yeah.
times within that of making that stretch and you just can't press hard enough. And,
What's your biggest challenge right now? People, money, education.
People and money. People and money. And
That's kind of
because-
eternal.
Well, yeah.
Eternal.
It's an eternal.
And it's not just, I find too, it's not just getting people, it's like us in leadership positions, communicating things, like I just have this all the time. And now I'm just like recognizing it in like nanoseconds, but it's also like, don't I know this by now, or really, but
It's
it's not just finding people, it's like communicating with them, making sure that they're feeling fulfilled. They have what they need to do the job.
Yeah.
Like, my problem is, I'm thinking about something so long before I get to the mic, that I almost assume that they know.
They miss the.
And then I'm like, how can you not know?
Yeah.
And they're like, where are you coming? Well, I've been sleepless for 3 days and this has been in my head, you know, so it's always interesting on the HR side, but, I mean, people are more important than ever in technology.
People are so important. Technology, ag tech,
Mhm.
high tech, high touch.
I like that.
We need the people to carry that.
More than
torch.
ever. And they gotta come out of this college.
They gotta come out of this college, they gotta come out of, so our most successful people were people that have, they've got the ag experience. And I'm not trying to do that to build silos around, but when you're in high tech, high touch, we don't have the resources to bring an outside industry person in and lead them through. Like they need the agility and the ability to learn. If they're missing that, they're usually not successful. They can succeed in another organization that's got a long onboarding plan and a long development. As you know, in the entrepreneurial world, that long onboarding plan is non-existent.
Out the window.
Yeah, it might be till 4:30 on the morning you're hired.
Well, there's probably somebody in the backstage gonna watch this interview and go, what event? The Progressive Agricultural Summit.
There we go.
Dan hasn't really told us that we're gonna be working on that yet.
But it's good because he's already.
I can't think of it until I think of it, or it doesn't occur till it occurs. And that's why can't we plan 6 to 9 months in advance? Because creatively procrastination occurs until things got to percolate. And I still believe that no matter how big your organization gets, you know, I get everybody's need to like, oh, we need to know this, and we need to know that. But at some point, we still have to be nimble to execute crazy shit that comes along in the middle of the night on very short notice. And can't handle the heat in the kitchen, get out, because we're doing some important stuff here. I feel like that's where I get like, what if we had an event this year, the first annual in January, a Progressive Agricultural Summit, and you were there, Mike, and you were helping out and telling your story to producers, and we can move the needle. And I asked a lot of people about legacy. What are you guys trying to leave? What are you excited about leaving as a legacy? Of course, your children, but in ag.
So I want to say that I'm really proud of what I've had the opportunity on. I had a career working with biotechnology and minimum tillage. Like back in the days when we were going to convince people to stop tilling and spray and then direct seed in. So that's a bit of, when I look back, that's a happy legacy. The biotechnology advancements, right? And just what came there and being on the ground floor and introducing producers to that. Different things within even grain advising and marketing and different solutions that way and trying different things. The real legacy now from today forward is that my kids and my family will look back and say, hey, he was part of helping make things more efficient. Whether my kids come into ag or not, they don't show any interest right now, you know, but maybe one day the other thing I hope is that I can pique their interest to look at. Doesn't mean you have to be, I don't need them to go out and farm the land, but they can have an influence. That's my goal.
You're a good guy. I like you, Mike.
Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Show.